Famo, what's going on, man? Boogie Balboa. We have made it to my favorite time of year. It's that time of year when the world falls. Anyway, you know what it is, man. Christmas music and love, life, all of that stuff is all around you. And of course, some of the people that are going to be going over all of the horrible things about Christmas and Santa and lights and trees and all. I know I was one of those people, so I definitely know what's about to come, but we're not going to focus on that. I was reading in the Bible, and I was reading about how King David, of course, he wasn't listening to God, and so he got into some trouble. And God sent this angel down, and he said, I'm going to destroy your land because you wasn't paying attention to me for 3 days, about 72 hours. And David was in a real awful way. He didn't want this angel to destroy his land. And so at the very last minute, when he made his way through to this threshing floor, him and his elders, he looked up and he saw the angel, and they had a sword in their hand. And he said, please, God, he cried out to God, please, I'm the one who sinned. I did wrong. These people have done no wrong. Punish me. Don't punish them. God told David that right there in that place, he was delivered. He said, right there in that place, I need you to create an altar for me. Okay, now, long story short, you can go and read this story in 2 Samuel 24. It's an amazing story about, deliverance, an amazing story about sacrifice, okay? But when David went to that place where God told him to build that altar on that threshing floor, which, that's a whole other powerful message that maybe I'll release some videos on that in the coming time. But when he went to that place to build an altar, the man that owned that place saw that he was king, and he wanted to give him everything to be able to make it. I mean, he said, I'm going to give you the materials. I'm going to give you the livestock to be able to sacrifice. You get everything for free. But David knew that he could never make a sacrifice that didn't cost him anything. He knew that he couldn't make a sacrifice that was free. I mean, free sacrifice, that's an oxymoron. But, we live in a world of oxymorons because, a lot of us like jumbo shrimp. How do jumbo and shrimp fit together? Or a lot of people say, well, that was pretty ugly. Well, what is pretty and ugly have to do together? So free and sacrifice, that oxymoron cannot work in conjunction the same way that the other ones have a hard time working in conjunction in true meaning, okay? So King David then told him, I will pay you 50 shekels of silver for everything, which I think in today's value is roughly about $450. But, back then, of course, was a whole lot of money. The reason why I'm even bringing up this story is because David had to make a sacrifice that was offered to him for free. Everything was offered for free, but he knew that he couldn't give up, or that he couldn't give a sacrifice to God that was free. Us as Christians, I'm telling you, us as people, I'm telling you, we are always looking for the sacrifice hookup. We are always looking for the sacrifice discount. How can I get the most sacrifice for the least cost? I mean, that seems to be the thing that we are shooting for the most. A sacrifice is only worth what you're willing to pay for that thing. Know this, if it isn't a sacrifice to you, then it isn't a sacrifice for you. What is it that you need to be delivered from today? What is the thing that you've been praying to God? God, I need you to help me in this area. Have you created an altar? Have you decided what you are going to give up in sacrifice so that God can meet you at your threshing floor, so that he can deliver you from that thing? Because that will not come easy. Though God is love, sacrifice has nothing to do with that. You're praying and you're asking, and God is saying at the moment that you are serious, I promise to deliver you. I don't care if I was in the middle of destroying you, I will deliver you if you sacrifice. The story ends that David bought the area, he bought the materials, he bought the actual sacrifice that he could burn up to God, and God was moved by the prayer of David. God was moved by the prayer of David. David was a man that wasn't paying attention to God and made God mad in the first place, but God was moved by his prayer. God was pleased. You can move God. prayer changes some things. So here in this month where we're sitting down and we're giving God glory and we're thanking him for all of the blessings, I pray for some of you out there that are in need of some serious deliverance, that you would consider sacrifice. And not just, hey God, I'm going to give you a little bit, but that you give God everything. You've tried everything else in the world. Let's go ahead and while we're giving love on this Christmas month, let's go ahead and give sacrifice as well. Let's be delivered. We ain't going into January holding the same madness that we came into December with. I want to be delivered, and I'm going to be right on that threshing floor, building that altar and giving my sacrifice so that my prayer can move my God. God bless you guys, man. I love you, famo. I'm going to talk to you real soon. Boogie Balboa, Facebook, Twitter, all of that stuff, man. Give me some love, share this video, and love on each other. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.